Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel Master Mojo Ash. In this video I will show you top 10 Pokemon whose Pokédex entries don't match their stats. The Pokédex is an invaluable tool for any trainer, but its entries sometimes exaggerate the abilities of certain Pokemon. Pokédex entries can introduce some surprising information about Pokemon. But a Pokemon's abilities, at least in terms of the game, always come down to its stats. Numbers have to be ascribed to the creatures so that they're all on a level playing field, which means that even if a Pokemon is capable of destroying entire mountains or flying faster than the speed of sound, they can battle each other without one being ridiculously overpowered. The entries in the Pokédex are often overblown, describing instances of incredible feats of strength and speed from a Pokemon. When compared to their stats, however, it makes some of these feats hard to believe. Before I start the video, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. And also watch other videos from my button. Let's start the video. Number 10. Metang. Metang's defense and speed belie its extraordinary Pokédex claims. According to multiple Pokédex entries for Metang, it is formed by two Beldams fusing together, and if a jet collides with it, it won't leave a single scratch. One would think, then, that Metang's defense would be incredibly high, but with a base defense of 100, there are plenty of other Pokemon who are more defensive and therefore even less susceptible to collision with a jet. The Pokemon Moon Pokédex entry states that Metang pursues Nosepass at speeds exceeding 60 miles per hour, and yet its base speed is only 50, which makes this claim hard to believe. Number 9. Vikavolt. Vikavolt's speed doesn't match the feats described in its Pokédex entries. The Pokemon Sun Pokédex mentions how Vikavolt zips around, and the Pokemon Moon entry states that it flusters opponents with acrobatic flying maneuvers. Reading this, one would think the Stag Beetle Pokemon possesses incredible speed, but its base speed is a paltry 43, which is odd because it looks like it should be fast, with its sleek and streamlined body. The first form in Vikavolt's evolutionary line, Grubbin, actually has a higher base speed, with 46. Number 8. Machamp. Machamp can supposedly launch 1000 punches in 2 seconds with only 55 speed. Pokédex entries across the game state that Machamp is capable of launching 1000 punches in just 2 seconds. This would seemingly require incredible speed, which Machamp, with 55 for base speed, doesn't appear to have. In Generation 7 this was changed to the more realistic it can execute many punches at once, with most of the subsequent entries in the games focusing on the superpower Pokemon's ability to throw foes over the horizon. Number 7. Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn has sub-100 defense, but its bones are allegedly 1000 times harder than human bones. In Pokemon Red, Blue, Fire Red, and Leaf Green, Rhyhorn's Pokédex entries state that its massive bones are 1000 times harder than human bones, and yet its base defense is below 100, at 95. A Pokemon with higher defense would feasibly have bones that are even harder than Rhyhorn's. Other entries state that it can even shatter skyscrapers with its charging tackles, and yet with a base attack of 85, many a Pokemon has survived its tackles in the games. Number 6. Pidgeot. Pidgeot can fly as fast as a fighter jet but has a lower base speed than Furfrou. If several of Pidgeot's Pokédex entries are to be believed, the bird Pokemon flies at Mach 2 speed. That's over 1,500 miles per hour. A look at its stats, however, tells a different story. Even though Pidgeot's speed is its highest base stat, between Generations 1 and 5 it was 91, and from Generation 7 onward it's been 101. Mega Pidgeot's speed is closer to Mach 2 at 121, but it still doesn't exactly correlate to the outlandish claim made in the Pokédex entry. Number 5. Nidoking. Nidoking supposedly has horns that can pierce diamonds but lacks the stats to back it up. The majority of Nidoking's Pokédex entries focus on the strength of its thick and powerful tail, rife with various outlandish facts. The Ruby and Sapphire entries say that with one swing, its tail can topple a metal transmission tower, while the Black and White entries state that its mighty tail can snap a telephone pole as if it were a matchstick. The drill Pokémon's horns are also alluded to, which can supposedly pierce a diamond. Nidoking's base attack of 92 isn't necessarily low, but there are plenty of other Pokémon with higher base attack that can't topple telephone poles or pierce diamonds. Number 4. Omastar. Omastar's fangs can't be as strong as its Pokédex entries would have you believe. According to its Pokémon Shield Pokédex entry, Omastar's fangs cracked Shellder shell, which is harder than diamond, and are sharp enough to crush rock. The Spiral Pokémon's base attack is its second lowest stat, however, at 60, which hardly seems high enough for such feats. Also, while the fossil Pokémon's heavy shell is cited in Pokédex entries as the reason it was slow and thus became extinct, it still possesses a higher base speed than Vikavolt and Gyarados at 55. Number 3. Escavalier. Escavalier's first Pokédex entry seems like a glaring oversight. Escavalier was introduced in Generation V, and in Pokémon Black, its Pokédex entry says that they fly around at high speeds, striking with their pointed spears. With a base speed of 20, however, this clearly doesn't add up. Perhaps someone at Game Freak noticed this because, in subsequent entries, there's no mention of Escavalier having high speed, with the entries focusing instead on the cavalry Pokémon's shell covering stolen from Shelmet. Number 2. Gyarados. Gyarados' stats contradict its Pokédex entry's Hyper Beam claim. The Fire Red, Ultra Sun, and Sword Pokédex entries for Gyarados state that the Hyper Beam it shoots from its mouth totally incinerates all targets. Hyper Beam is a special move, so its effectiveness depends on the atrocious Pokémon's special attack stat. Gyarados' base special attack is just 60, however, which hardly seems high enough to incinerate everyone and everything around it. Even Mega Gyarados' special attack is only 10 points higher. Number 1. Dragonite. Dragonite would need a much higher base speed to be able to circumnavigate the globe in 16 hours. Various Pokédex entries for Dragonite tell of the Dragon Pokémon's ability to fly around the globe in a mere 16 hours. And yet, its base speed is only 80. Does that mean that Pokémon that have a higher base speed are capable of flying around the globe faster than that? While not the slowest base speed state in the world, Dragonite's 80 just doesn't seem fast enough for it to circumnavigate the globe in just 16 hours.